Hello, light travelers. We're coming at you from Custer, South Dakota. We're going to see some cool stuff today, but first, we got to make a quick stop real quick. So let's run into the store here. Wait, what? Now that we have the necessary materials, we can officially begin today's adventure. The carrots were for me to have a snack. You're not allowed to feed the animals on the wildlife loop. Don't at me. Custer State Park is South Dakota's first and largest state park. Its origins date back to prior to the 20th century, or just prior, when Congress granted South Dakota statehood. As they did with many states, they set aside certain parcels of land for schools. And in the Black Hills of South Dakota, with those areas scattered, it was very difficult to develop them. So South Dakota as a state thought that maybe they could exchange those scattered parcels of land for one large parcel. And that's exactly what they did. So they exchanged these parcels of land and were granted 60,000 plus acres in the Black Hills, and they turned that into originally Custer State Forest and then later Custer State Park. And this contains many of the sites in the Black Hills, such as the Needles Highway, the Cathedral Spires, Black Elk Peak, some of Iron Mountain Road, and many, many others. So today we're going to visit some areas in Custer State Park, so join us. That was a pretty cool bridge, I would have to say. While Custer State Park is a haven for tourism, it also doubles as wildlife protection area. Bison and pronghorn were introduced to the park in the early stages, as well as other animals along the way. There's even a cool wildlife loop here in the park that you can drive and check out, and during the springtime you can see all the wildlife. This is the aforementioned Custer State Park wildlife loop, so hopefully we'll get lucky and see some cool wildlife on this loop. I hear there's bison and burros, which are donkeys, and all kinds of cool stuff. We have our first wildlife sighting, gang. Hello there, sir. Oh, look at that big bison guy. And that, my friends, is about how close you want to get to a bison. I have successfully spotted some wildlife. Do you have a favorite Eagles vocalist? What about you, little one? Anybody out here? Any Randy Meisner fans? No? Okay. I've really got to quit it with that joke. Fun fact about that bison herd is that Custer State Park has one of the largest bison herds anywhere in the world. They have over 1,500 bison roaming the entire park. Some other state park facts about Custer State Park are that Calvin and Grace Coolidge once spent a summer there and have many things in the park dedicated to them, including campgrounds, a whole mountain, and a fire lookout. Overall, that wildlife loop was just a tad bit underwhelming. Maybe as it gets a little bit warmer, there'll be a little bit more wildlife. But as for today, there wasn't a whole lot, but there were some cool bison, so. Here we are passing through the Keystone Y, which are some pretty well-known bridges in the area. These bridges are actually made out of laminated timber, which is very, very strong. They were commissioned in the late 60s, and they're meant to fit in with the area. They're made with local timber from the area. And then here we are coming down into Keystone. Very important thing, if you're ever driving through here, do not speed down this hill because they will get you. Use low gear if you can. We're just here at this very nice picnic area, enjoying some lunch here on the side of Iron Mountain Road. So Iron Mountain Road was an idea by Peter Norbeck, who is an avid lover of the Black Hills and Mount Rushmore, and was a senator for South Dakota. And he had the ideas for this road and Iron Mountain Road and Needles Highway. And he and an engineer named Cecil Clyder, C.C. Gideon, designed these two roads. And it's said that at one point that when Peter Norbeck designed these roads, he asked, because most engineers said that it could not be built at the time because it was during the 20s and 30s. And it's once said that he contacted C.C. Gideon and asked if he could build these roads. And C.C. Gideon said, if you give me enough dynamite. So, but there's fantastic things like the pigtail bridges and the cool tunnels. And the really neat thing about all the tunnels is if you drive through them facing Mount Rushmore, they all frame the mountain. So Iron Mountain Road and Needles Highway are two just fantastic places here in the Black Hills. Iron Mountain. There's Black Elk Peak, highest mountain in South Dakota, or tallest I should say. You can see the little lookout tower on the very top right there. Rushmore's right over there. There's the faces. Picture perfect day. Real fun day at Custer State Park, but I believe I want to get out and stretch my legs, so let's indulge in a little bit of cardio. Well, that was a good cardio session. Let's get out of here. We're just driving down Interstate 90 here at nighttime, and there's just something so freeing for me about driving through the middle of nowhere at nighttime. It's just an awesome feeling, and the speed limit's 80 miles an hour through here too, which is kind of crazy, but I digress. For all you people that are into geography like me, this is Interstate 90, and it's the longest U.S. interstate at over 3,000 miles. It travels from Boston to Seattle and travels to some pretty major U.S. cities like Chicago along the way. So I'm up here on Iron Mountain because tonight you can see the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights. So I'm up here to see that, and I'll show that here in just a second. If you're thinking the Aurora Borealis is usually visible from only the northern latitudes, you would be correct. But it just so happens that there was a large geomagnetic storm that hit the Earth, the largest in almost 20 years, and the northern lights were as visible as far south as places like Louisiana, which was pretty incredible. So large coronal mass ejection hit the Earth and reacted with the atmosphere, and boom, we have the northern lights.